Hi, I'm Yani. I live in Alhambra, California. I identify as queer, and I am a student, and I want to become a filmmaker and an artist. Since I was a kid, I was always into film. Film was just always like a big part of my life. Like I always wanted to work in the entertainment industry. That's what like my major is in school. I'm not really like a full-time student, but you know, get in there. I really like going to shows. I really love music. I do want to go into like music production. In the future, I'm getting back into like playing drums and everything. So like music has always been a big part of my life. I played like violin and like piano and like ukulele and all that stuff, guitar. I really like photography. I really like going out and like going to like abandoned places or just like just being like scared as shit and just messing around with friends. I love exploring. I love traveling. I love eating food. I love ice cream and like dessert and stuff. So literally like people would come up to me, they would stop me in like the middle of like the hallway and be like, wait, okay, like I heard that you're bi, or what are you? Then I would be like, yeah, like I'm bi, and they would be like, oh shit, all right, cool. And then just like walk away. So then I was like, all right, I wasn't exactly being treated as like a different species or something. Like I thought it was great that I was just like comfortable in my own skin. You know, it was cool. I'm proud of myself for really helping a lot of people go through like questioning in high school. Even though the people that like I associated with like kind of hurt my feelings. You know, it's totally cool. It's just part of the experience, I guess. So I'm not out to my dad, I'm out to my mom. It's kind of a funny story now. What had happened was that I left my journal lying out. She saw that I like totally like lost my virginity to this guy, and then I was like, oh my god, no, I'm sorry. I'm like, you know what, Mom, I'm gay. And then to just kind of like see if I can just not deal with her being mad at me for, you know, having sex and all that. So and then I was just like, Mom, I'm like such a lesbian, I'm so sorry. Trust me. So that's how she found out. A couple days after that, she was just like super angry. Not even about the boy. She was just like, you know what? I know in my heart that, you know what, if you're gonna end up with a guy when you're older, and I know that. And I was just like, okay, Mom, for sure. And I kind of just like disregarded it for like a couple of years. And she was also she was kind of like wishy-washy about it, because sometimes she would make like these homophobic comments about me. And some days she would totally just be like totally accepting, and you know, just it would feel good. I wasn't really sure what she felt. Just recently she was teasing me about this girl that like always comes by the house. I was talking about my sister and how her boyfriend were together for like 7 years, and I told my mom like, oh well, you know, one of your kids is definitely gonna get married. And she was like, what about you? And I was like, I don't know, Mom, I don't know if I'm gonna get married. But she was like, what about that girl? I know she likes you. And I was like, and she kind of like poked fun at me, and I was like, oh, like in my mind I was like, this is like really sweet. It's such a beautiful thing that has like just happened right now. And I kind of just like looked at the bigger picture, and I was like, you know what? My mom she's becoming more accepting of it, and it's something that really caught my heart. So tell me about the story of the first time you wanted to go to LA Pride and it totally ended up being something else. So when I was a junior, there was this girl that I really dug, and she asked me like, hey, do you want to go to LA Pride this weekend? And I was like, yeah, totally sure. Like, I'd love to. I've never been. So then I told her that I'd definitely be there, that she could like pick me up, and like after that we had like a whole like day of like going to the movies after that, and it was supposed to be like just like this really fun opportunity and everything. I told my mom that I was gonna go to LA Pride tomorrow, and she was like, oh, what is that again? Then I said, oh, it's like this whole like gay pride fest and everything, it's gonna be cool. And my mom was like, okay, sure, whatever, go. But my aunt immediately just like blew up, and she was like, wait, what are you gonna do? Like, what? Please don't do that. And I was kind of like taken aback by it, but then I knew about her, you know, like just like religious views, and I respected that. And then she told me, you're not gonna go to LA Pride, you're gonna go to church with me. I kind of wanted to fight back, but then I just realized, like, you know what, I wasn't out to my family, and I was a little, I mean, I wasn't afraid, but you know, I kind of had that hesitancy of going. So then if I got into trouble afterwards, I just didn't like want to deal with that. So my aunt took me to church. I was pretty much like raised Catholic, just to specify, but my aunt had taken me to a Baptist Christian church, the one that she went to. Upon arrival, I was there, sitting in the audience with my aunt, and not even like 5 minutes, and the pastor came up to the mic and he was like, "We have someone that we want to pray for today." And I immediately like gulped, and I was like, okay, I think he's gonna talk about me. But he like said slowly, he was like, okay, well, you may know her as Brianna, and she's dealing with a little thing called homosexuality. And you hear people in the audience and everything just like going crazy. By this point, I was tearing up, definitely. Like I kind of really like wanted to cry, but I was like, okay, you need to hold it together. And they were just singing songs and praying for me, and you know, like I didn't know exactly what to do, but at the end of it all, they kind of just gave me notes and letters and saying like, oh, man shall not lie with man, or like woman shall not lie with woman. And it was, I don't know, it was just really heartbreaking. You know, I just never been in that situation before. It sucked, but you know what? Like, I don't know, this year I went to LA Pride with that chick 3 years later, so what's up?